Damn thing scares the heck out of me. Coming out of nowhere screaming like that. Anyway. My Berg. Oh, wait a minute, that's not right. I do not run that on my Berg. So, this is my Berg. My 2.2 MOA crawler. For those of you who aren't familiar with MOA crawlers or Berg in general, XR10, whatever the case may be, I thought I would just do a quick little rundown of my Berg. Unfortunately, I don't have an XR10 sitting right here at the moment, but my truck here is going to get a little bit of work in the next week or so. I got a few things I want to do to it before our comp at the end of the month, just to make sure everything's good to go. Well, and some of it's cosmetic. These are the panels I was running up to this point. They're getting a little tired, a little rough looking. So I have new ones cut out already. Ready to go. I'm probably just going to paint them. Ryan brought me a bunch of extra spray cans of paint, so I'm pretty sure that's probably what I'll do. It's just one of those, I just tend to open the cupboard, see what's in there, and it's like, oh, look, I'll use this and this and this, and then I end up with stuff like this, and stuff like this, which, you know, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. So, yeah, purple and black, silver on this one. Anyway, Berg, MOA, motor on axle. Obviously means motor on each axle. Okay, this is a competition grade crawler. Some guys are going to take and run these around, I guess, maybe in the trails and stuff like that as a trail truck. I don't think you're going to see too many of them. If they do any trail comping, and MOA is not allowed anyway, so one of the things people wonder with the competition crawlers, do we have four-wheel steering? Boom. We do not have four-wheel steering. In the 2.2 class, four-wheel steering is not allowed. We have very high torque steering just in the front. Guys are running up to 600, over 600 ounce servos now in the front of these things. So no shortage of steering power. And of course we also have the capability of dig. We can electronically shut down front or rear axle and power the other axle in either direction so that we can move one end of the rig and keep the other end fairly planted. Superclass. Our Superclass crawlers up there. There's my Superclass juice. So same chassis as what I have right down here. That's Superclass. Much bigger. It's a beast. Four-wheel steering is allowed in that one, so we do use it. I don't use it enough. Casey's always telling me I have four-wheel steer. Anyway, so what I have here, I've already started taking this one apart. I've pulled the electronics out, removed my battery holder that was here. You can see I need that steering rod is getting just pounded. My front weights, I've taken the steel off of this goes onto the brass knuckle weights. It's an additional weight. Comes as a whole ring. We generally just cut them in half and run it on the bottom of the knuckles. You see? Maybe from the top you can see how it would sit. It fits, you see. But we put it on the bottom, half a ring or towards the front to keep the weight down low. So I am going to just do a few little mods to it, just go over a few things, nothing major. Here's what we run, quite a few of us. Twin FXRs. You can see they're crammed together pretty tightly. Castle, 10 BEC. And this would be the, I think this is a 604. Futaba 604 receiver, pretty big and beefy. I don't have one of the small ones yet, the new ones. I'd really like to get one of those. So my plan with this right now is to clean up this wiring. I want to compact it all a lot more. Get everything shifted to the front of the rig instead of down here in the middle. And maybe I'm even thinking of going from the 7950 to the 7980 just to get a little more power to the steering. I'm running a pair of Brood motors here. I can't remember which ones they were. They were 2011 limited edition blah 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 awesome motors. And they are. They totally are. These motors are just kick ass. I've been running them for, I guess pushing a year and a half now. And I'm hard on stuff, so I'm thinking that they may be due for a little loving. Now, Brood does take motors and rejuvenate them or rework them, whatever. So I've got a few I might send back into him. So I'm not sure. I'm tempted to order a new set right now so I can get motors for this rig, and then I'll send him in a couple sets to be reworked and cleaned up and such, you know. So, but my Dlux wheels, clear-faced wheels, they're a little scratched up now. Still, we're holding out good though. No problems with strength. You can see the design, very open on the inside. I'm sporting some lead weight in there right now that I just kind of wrapped around pretty ghetto style, but I need some brass rings that are coming. So anyway, Berg, you hear Berg. This is Berg, just the axle, that's it. This part here. And in my case, and some other trucks here, the only part that's Berg is this part of the housing. This here, the actual gearbox itself. Because the tubes, these are from Clover Custom Designs off of RC Crawler. Aluminum tubes, shaved down considerably from the fat stock ones that come on there. You see my little bit of a weight system there in the back. 1.5 ounces or so on each side. Just with a big set screw, I hold that in. So yeah, here you get a good shot. Just the gear case. That's Berg. It just so happens that I'm using the upper links from the Berg kit. We don't use very many parts from the actual Berg kits. So, which isn't much different than the XR10. I mean, the axles, by the time if you really do those axles up, all that's left of the XR10 is the half of the axles and the lower half of each axle housing. I mean, even those same chassis we use on the Berg you can use on the XR. They're all compatible. Stylist made my rear links here. You can see they're very high clearance. Nice piece. I'm running Vanquish tie links for the Wraith on the front lower, just because they happen to fit. They are tie. They've got a nice little bend to them. They just work well there. Dlux rear upper link mount. Delrin. Works great. So no problems with it. I do notice that it does tend to come a little loose every now and then, but it takes some abuse to do that. What else? Obviously running the knuckle weights in the front. That's what I'm waiting for, is a couple more of the rings so that I can add a little more weight in there. You can see I got a couple rings on that now, and I've got a couple more coming that I'll cut in half and then add to the lower half of the whole thing. Lousy shocks. A lot of guys are now running the big bores. There's a big bore with these mini springs. I can't remember the whole deal, but it's getting to be pretty popular. I may have to check it out. I don't know. I like the Lousy shocks. They work pretty good, but same time, like I say, a lot of guys are using these other ones. They seem to be really doing the job. I was tempted to even remove my cab. You can see my cab here is 1/8 inch Delrin. You can see where it bolts to the chassis. I was thinking of removing it and adding some of the 16th inch, making a cab out of the black 16th inch. I don't have any white, unfortunately, so it would be kind of a black and white mix. I don't know, might not be that bad, I guess. But yeah, just to try and ditch a little weight in the chassis, see what I can do. A lot of guys are really lightening these trucks up big time right now, so I might jump on the lightweight bandwagon too. So see, there's the guy who makes the tubes right there. Clover Custom Designs, CCD. The chassis, Y-Town Crawlers. Grabbers from HPI. So up front in this rig, I run the Super 300s by SDS Customs, and I'm running Mann gears, what we call Mann gears, in just the front diff gearbox. There's two small gears that are changed out with Mann gears, a guy who made them some aftermarket gears for it. Even a couple axial bits on my Berg rig. See the axial C-hubs, axial knuckles. I think that's pretty much covers it. Run the whole thing with 4PK. So yeah, just wanted to give you a little shot of, a little insight into the Berg or MOA crawlers, pro class crawlers. Pretty high tech machines.